When I purchased the building, they said, well, the building will be up in 1 to 2 days. I'm like, yeah, well, it just seems like it's hard to get people to do what they say. And I was surprised. They actually showed up early that morning, earlier than they told us they were going to be here. And before dark that night, this building was up and built. And we were satisfied with it. We were really happy. They didn't just throw it together. It was done right. You guys had the best price on the building, and the customer service exceeded all the other companies that I dealt with. And I had checked with probably 8 different companies before we made a decision on which company to purchase our building from. I think the process of how quick it is, once you make your decision on what barn to build, they come and it's done. You're not waiting for this guy or that guy to show up and hope it works out. And I didn't want to do that. Ever since COVID, it seems like it's very hard to get projects completed. And with USA Buildings, they show up, it's done in a day or two, and you can enjoy your building. The main reason that I went with this company was they had a lot of great reviews, and the reviews were correct. They came on site, they built this barn, which is a 24x40. The guys came in the morning, and before dark, the building was completed. And they did a great job. It's clean, and they also followed up, which a lot of companies don't, and asked me, were you happy with the project? Did they do a good job? And it worked out really well. We're really happy with the building, and we think the final product looks good, and we would do it again. Where I really see the value is when my friends take a look at the building and they say, how much did you pay for this? And I'll ask them, how much do you think? And their price is always a lot higher. And when I tell them how much I actually paid for the building, they're amazed. They really are. Well, I'd give USA Buildings an 11, but I can't since you asked me a 1 to 10. So I'd give you a 10. They did everything correct from start to finish. As you can see, it's a beautiful building.
I was a little concerned, honestly, before we put it up, that it was just going to look like, oh, I really wanted stick built. I'd feel like the quality might be inferior because the price seemed so affordable, but I'm very happy with it.
And I think another concern was that there wasn't an actual store that we walked into to pick all this stuff out. Everything was done over the internet. So I was definitely skeptical because I was pushing her to purchase a building that if this didn't go right, I was probably it probably wouldn't have been real good. But after reading the reviews and seeing all the good comments about the company, and I had even noticed a couple problems that some customers had with their buildings, but I had noticed that they commented about how fast USA Buildings took care of the issue. That was probably a big part of our decision too, that we knew, first of all, it's scary to just buy anything off the internet anymore, at least at our age, but the plan really came together well, and they did everything that they said they were going to do. But the nicest thing was they showed up in the morning, and that night we had a barn. And
yeah,
we've built garages before, and the project takes a month, and it's a slow process, and then sometimes people show up, sometimes they don't. These guys showed up. You could tell they'd done so many that for them, it was quick and easy. And at the end of the day, I walked around the building, and it's like I'm skeptical about, in one day, how can this look? And it looked phenomenal. I could not find one thing to complain about.
In addition, we made some changes right on site. When the guys came and I saw the door, and I was like, oh man, I don't really like that entry door. And so it was very easy. The communication was very easy. People were right there. It was easy to get a hold of. We didn't have to call and wait. And we were able to just run down, purchase the door, the same door we had on our house.
She wanted it to match.
It matched well, and that was a big plus for me. I just want to thank Jay, because I was the difficulty behind the process. And so when I finally got involved, he was patient. I don't know, if it was me, I was thinking I could see him sitting at his desk with, a cup of coffee and a cigarette with his eyes rolling. And he was a gem all the way through. And he had a great sense of humor.
And the whole thing, never,
yeah.
If he was frustrated, he was good at not showing it, because we made a lot of changes on this building.
Yeah.
But we wanted it right. We knew we were only going to build one building. And if we're going to spend the money, we were definitely difficult customers. So probably if anybody else gets a hold of USA Buildings, it'll probably be much easier than trying to sell us a building. But you know, it turned out good, and that's what we wanted. We wanted a good final product, and that's what we have. Because we only wanted to build one barn or garage.
Yes.
And we wanted it to look good with our house.